Said it a bunch of times. I said it a bunch of motherfucking times. Accountability feels like an attack till you're ready to change. And all these titty-having lames think Wes Watson is calling them out instead of calling them up. I bet some of my loyal followers at first were like, fuck this dude. Fuck this shit. Then they kept listening, and it was kind of painful but true. And then they're like, I'm going to fucking do something about it. And then when they started, they're like, holy shit. The mindset this guy taught me about training, about results, and about really getting into flow state and enjoying the moment when you're doing the work is everything. I honestly have everything at my disposal right now that you could imagine. I have enough money to do anything I want. I can drive any car I want, go anywhere I want. I can do whatever I want. But since my Instagram page is down and my social media platforms are not operating like normal, I choose to sit there and get pissed off. When I choose to sit there and get pissed off, that is a fucking massive flaw. I know better than that. I know to get right into flow state on something else. So today I was pissed as fuck when I woke up. I'm like, gotta go just hit these legs. Then when I hit the legs, I did heavy squats. I went up to 5 plates. I did a YouTube live. I was free from that anger that was just eroding my soul. Just making me want to fucking step on any of these lames fucking heads when I see them in person. Which, who knows, might happen. Because I'm sick of people not being able to use their platforms because these hacker lames or these weirdos who want to pay these lames to keep your page down. People like Yados, Fresh and Fit, all these guys who really have good platforms and can fucking just orchestrate masses into proper fucking movement. They're not being able to operate like normal because there's stupid idiots who don't want them to. And that's it. And they pay some other idiot, and that idiot fucks with the flaw on Instagram and takes your page down. Just is what it is. Luckily, YouTube doesn't have that flaw, but I've been seeing them try to do that on YouTube. So the whole thing is, you got to be part of the solution. Part of the solution is getting yourself into a high frequency state. You can sit in that anger, sit in that negativity, or just do the work that puts you in a high frequency mindset. Right now, I'm starting to bridge from the anger to a place where I'm at peace. During this video, I will get to a place where I'm at peace inside, and I experience contentment by separating from the sensory environment and our tangible world. How will I do that? I'll sit there and I'll evolve and I'll construct this conversation that I'm having from above to myself to you guys, and everything else will disappear. Everything else will just evaporate, extinguish. It'll go away, and it'll just be us three, God, me, and you guys. And I'll be explaining to you guys how none of it matters. Now, later in the day, as I start to come back to the sensory world and bills and life and problems and this and that and ego, that some fucking dorky ass lame that I would kick his teeth in is fucking with my shit, this will bring me back into that anger. But I don't have to exist there. I can exist in this conversation with God where I'm a pass-through entity to you guys, and I could enjoy my life completely in this place. But I choose to want to go back to the sensory world, the tangible environment that causes the pain. Do you guys understand this yet? You don't have to be sidetracked by your ego, by the world and the environment that was created to separate you from your spiritual strength and your attachment to above. You don't have to fail to report above each day and many times throughout the day to grab your answers because you believe in this world more. You shouldn't believe in this world as much as you believe in the man upstairs. When everything goes away, when everything falls apart around you, the tangible world will start to dissipate, everything will fall apart, and the spiritual world will awaken. I've experienced this in prison for a long period of time and had longer bouts of happiness and contentment and true inner peace than I ever have out here. The environment out here is created, the matrix is created to separate you from this connection above with this shit, like these cars, this stuff, these houses, this fucking, this money, this economic system, the fear, the panic, the pain, disease, health. I don't even participate in any of this. So by sitting in my environment, which is the social media connection that I'm using to grab a message from above, a download from above, and be the pastor entity that gives it to you guys through social media, I've been able to stay out of the pain of the sensory environment until I wanted to play into it too much. Playing into it too much was buying into it. Too much stuff, believing in material possessions, or participating in it. Now that I look back, I should have participated in it a lot less because, I mean, it was all a learning experience. I want to be able to juggle everything. But at a certain point, you're trading peace for possessions. And you don't want to do that. I mean, does it make you stronger if you can do both? Of course. So if you can have all the shit in the world and still find a way to be at inner peace, that's the goal. But it's very difficult at this level to do all these things. And that's why people just start becoming a slave to the financial environment and the sensory world that actually brings in the dollar and you know, is slave to the dollar. If you really report above, I believe it's possible to fully exist above the sensory world, but you would have to forego. No one's probably ever done it at a level to where they hit the $1 billion mark, had all the shit ever, and was still in a place of massive inner peace. Because there's just too much moving parts. They would have too many employees on their yacht. They would have too many houses all across the country. They would have to speak to too many lawyers, too many CPAs, too many employees, and too many people that exist in the sensory world that they would pull them from that place of peace and contentment. Now, if they had mediators and everything was all set up, they could essentially do it. But that's probably why a lot of top people have set vacations where they unplug and get away from everything. I don't like to because I like to take it as a challenge. But long story short, you guys, don't not pursue the possessions and the stuff. It's a learning experience. But find that limit where you're like, okay, I'm good right here for now until I can set a foundation and then go to the next thing. But I like pushing everything. I like redlining. It lights a fire under my ass. We'll never quit. We'll just keep showing up. I'll always be forthcoming with anything I'm experiencing. And what I'm experiencing is too much of an attachment to the physical world and not enough attachment to just the coaching and the people because of the way the world's set up. I mean, look at Tate. The guy can't even exist on social media. He gets arrested. They're actually putting him in jail over shit that started in social media and brought him to this place where he became such a polarizing figure. They don't want him to exist. And it's impossible to believe that the powers that be want this, but it seems as though that the masses are under a huge spell where they don't believe they're canceling people. So a lot of people that are closest to Tate or someone like me or some of these speakers, they would know who you are and they would not fall victim to the narrative said about you. So a lot of people are like, no, the guy didn't do that shit. There's no fucking way he doesn't need to. And then the masses would be like, oh, he's convicted of this. This is true. This is what the fucking masses fall victim to, is they fall victim to the narrative that's being supplied to them instead of their own research. But you guys have a brain of your own. Understand that moment to moment, you're constructing your reality. And if you get into a negative place too long, you will construct a negative reality. You will deter yourself from everything you ever wanted to be if you're in a low frequency mindset too long, or a pessimistic mindset, or if you have a negative outlook. So the thing is to go from flow state to flow state to flow state. I went from the workout, had a little gap in between the workout where I got negative again. Then I got on a coaching call with a client, got positive again. Then I got negative again when I went to eat because I ate out of alignment with my macros. Now I'm back on a piece of content sharing with you guys all the answers that I'm experiencing when I'm having troubles or when I'm mentally not as fucking not having as much clarity as I should because of a high frequency mindset. Now I'm back in a positive place. I'll go back for round 2 of a workout. I'll be back in a positive place, a high frequency mindset. I'll do another live. I'll reattach with you guys. And then I'll start to go negative again, probably at nighttime, or I'll fall asleep and wake up feeling in a low frequency mindset or have a pessimistic outlook, because that's what the environment does. Some people just exist there all day. I'm going in and out of it. But the goal is to stay in flow state and stay in that high frequency mindset all day. It is possible. I'm believing it still can be done at a high level with a lot of possessions. I'm still going to always try to push that, but we're going to see where these lines are drawn. I like to look around and see if anybody really exists there. Because look at the entrepreneurs, the guys who really kill it with money and they do the huge numbers. Look at their bodies. Look at who they are. So every time they look in the mirror, every time they look down, every time they experience their physical form, they go into a low frequency mindset. They go into a negative place mentally because they've had to destroy their body to upkeep the amount of money they wanted. There's always a line being drawn or crossed. I love you guys. The goal is flow state to flow state to flow state to flow state, staying at peace the most. Even if you're not pursuing possessions and you stay in that place of inner peace, they will come to you. You will draw in everything you're believing in and you're attracted to. So the goal, first and foremost, is a positive place internally, and then your external world starts to shape around that. I hope you guys understand this. A lot of you guys will. I love you guys. Let's go! Your frequency is what you frequently see. That's as simple as it can be put. And your world is not as it is. Your world is not as it is. Your world is as you are. Start with you first. If everything around you looks like shit in the matrix, then go back to your internal environment and then watch how everything around you is reshaped according to your internal environment. Love you guys. Late.